Wow, that was a bit of that was a big intro. Said by man who looks like something's just exploding. I've turned it's like an e-boy, haven't I? Hello visuals, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Superhero Wednesday, the day of the week we like to talk about anything flexing, talk about anything flexing Funkos or Lego sets, or talk about comic books or movies or my favourite this or favourite that, least favourite whatever. The Batman, we talk about the Batman on Superhero Wednesdays. How awesome is the Batman? Do I need to call it the Batman? My Batman hoodie. Oh, it's so cozy. And to be fair, more often than not lately anyway, we like to do comic book reviews. And this week we have another comic book review. I wasn't going to do this one because it was just a bit of fun. And you can probably tell with the title, the thumbnail and whatnot. But it's Spider-Man. Well, Peter Parker and Miles Morales. Spider-Man Double Trouble. It's a fun, little, goofy comic book. Not to be taken too seriously. And that's why I was like, should we? Because a lot of our comics... they're a bit more on the nitty and grittier side, a bit heavy, especially with like the Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man stuff and all that carry on. And I was like, nah, fuck it. Let's take a dodge at this and just see what happens. Take a dodge at this? Has anybody ever... No, that doesn't make sense. As well, Visual, I need to give you a massive apology because there's a lot of follow-up reviews we need to do. We need to finish off our Fantastic Four storyline, but the place I get my comics from and regularly, and they have everything updated, they're so well structured, the comic shop. Their website's down, they're down in Crawley. Their website for like the past 2 months has been fucked. It looked as if they had some sort of attack. You can still go in the store and stuff. And now, since they were down, my comics have been here, there, and everywhere. And we're getting them from there, and a few from here, and a few from there. And certain places like Get Ready Comics, where this one's from, they seem to be further behind on this and in front on that. And it's a bit of a weird structure. So if you can recommend any decent, regular, weekly, up-to-date comic shops online that I can go to, please do it in the comments below, because every other one I've gone on has been a bit here, there, and every fucking way, and it's going to be a nightmare getting any backdated issues, and it's going to cost me a bomb, and I'm a broke-ass bitch. Till then, we've got the Spider-Man, Miles Morales and Peter Parker on a fun, goofy adventure. As I always say, I will try to make it spoiler-free, because I really feel like, right, if anybody... Maybe not adults, but anybody that's wanted to get into comic books, or maybe for their kids or some shit. Not that anybody's going to be watching, or kids will be watching this, because I've literally put on the channel, not made for kids. But anyway, but if anybody wants to get to comics, that's at a younger age, this is a cool, fun way to start. It honestly really is a wacky, goofy, silly adventure, but it has a nice little fun ending, and I'm intrigued to see what happens. Plus, it's Miles and Peter Parker. You know, what else is there to say? And as well, to go along with that, the art style, I'll just show you. The art style, you can tell from the cover and the one anyway, is very childlike and goofy, the way they're drawn and whatnot. They're not chibi. I don't know what the art style's called, but you'll see the figures you get. There's, because I don't know if this is from an animated series, because I've got figures downstairs of Gwen and these two, and they're exact same, you know, the way the feet, can you tell by Peter's feet, they're like these weird little stub things. I don't know if this is an animated series anyway. If it is, I haven't seen it, but it really is a fun little adventure. Sorry, I thought I heard someone. I had a bit of a thing, I was like, is there somebody creeping upstairs? Because I'm home alone, but I shouldn't be scared because I'm wearing the Batman. And the dog's literally on the landing. Oh, maybe it was probably just the dog. I'm an idiot. Yes, just to quickly give you a breakdown of what happens in here. And we do have a little... In fact, I said spoiler-free, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Venom's also in it. But just briefly, because it turns out Venom is living with Peter Parker. We see Peter and Miles go on this fun little weird adventure. And they end up finding this little machine. In fact, they find this little machine. And it's called Light, which stands for Little monsters. No, Light. Sorry, no. It's called Light, and it's got horrible things inside. Can you see it there? Which is quite cool. And it turns out to be all of these little. Can you see the creatures there? They're just like mouths with hair on them. And the whole story is Peter and Miles go check it out. They get out. They got to wrap them back up and get to it. And that's literally the whole entire story. But it's fun and wacky and goofy. There's a whole thing of Peter Parker saying to Miles, take your sidekick to work, Dale, and all this carry on. I love the relationship between them two anyway. If you've seen it, the Spider-Verse, you know, and you've seen the channel regularly, you know it's my favourite film of all time. I fucking love these two together. I love them individually. They're absolutely so good. And to get them in another comic book form together is even more just absolutely epicness. And they have a fun, goofy, wacky adventure going around the city, gathering up these monsters. You know, there's a point where they're talking to each other on the phone. Miles has got a big bag of them that he's dragging through the street and whatnot. So a bag is obviously web. and they have a really fun time. And I had a fun time reading it. Like I said, I could kick back, relax. I could be like, okay, let's just see what happens. Let's go through this comic and see what they get up to. Oh, cool. You're talking about sidekicks. You're not the sidekick, and you're on the phone. You're messaging, haha, Venom. You're leaving stink around the house. And Miles like, what's that smell? It just give me a little bit of a chuckle. I could take a comic book, sit back, relax, and not take it as seriously. I know a lot of people think, do you take comic books seriously? Well, some of them I do, because they are quite nitty and gritty adventures and stories. Creatures themselves, if I could find where it is the panel, they make like this, when they're bouncing around, it just says pop, 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 pop. And they're all these cool, beautiful colours. They've got like sharp teeth. They're all weird as fuck. I actually quite like them. I'm just kind of like the sort of thing that I would get tattooed, just because it looks mental and it's a bright, awesome colour. Like I said before, the whole common theme of it is that they still have this whole big thing of Miles like, I'm not your sidekick. And Peter's like, yeah, you are my sidekick, and all this kind of shit. I also like this whole thing about how Peter locks up his house and it's just jags of padlocks and fucking, you know, so it's not his house, sorry, the warehouse. There's jags of padlocks and everywhere. He's got, I've got a security card, but there's just jags of locks absolutely everywhere. And like I said, when we get to the ending, there is somewhat of a cliffhanger to be like, oh, okay, what happened next? And we get this cool covers. Obviously, Mysterio. Who else we got there? We've got Craven's there, Hob, Green, Doc Ock, Electro, Shocker, Lizard, Vulture, Rhino. All the classic boysies are there. We want to hear from you. Send letters to mheroes@marvel.com. Marked OK to print. What the fuck did I just read that for? Cool comparison of it. I was just showing you. So now I said this is a nice, fun, goofy adventure. So that's the next one. And then we get into Sins of Sinister, where it's going to obviously be a lot more serious. I dig it. I like it, because when I come home and unwind, I know I've got new comics. I get my flask, I sit down, I put a bit of background noise on. I get nitty and gritty away, and I'm like, okay, serious. Okay, trying to look at every little detail. But it was nice to just put this down, sit back, and do all the same steps and be like, funny, goofy, Spider-Man, web singing, all these little creatures are all there. And next time we're gonna see Mysterio, and just close the comic and be like, that was fun. It's a regular standard comic book price as well, so maybe people who want a bit more seriousness and stuff, maybe you wouldn't go for this, or you wouldn't pick it out and be like, yeah, definitely. But honestly, visuals, I'm sorry to keep repeating myself and doing another horrible attempt at a review. It was just a fun, goofy adventure. Another thing that I said before in the video, it's just great to see these two together again. When these two are singly amazing, but together, I love these two so much. I can't wait for Into Spider-Verse 2 so bad. But visuals, if you want a fun, innocent, weird little adventure, check out Spider-Man Double Trouble. Even the name's just cool, Spider-Man Double Trouble. Issue 1 on sale now, and I'm sure issue 2 will probably be a month away or whatnot. I don't know how long it's going to run for. I don't know if this is a mini-series or it's going to do a long thing, or if it is somebody please, I should probably check it out myself on Google, but I'm not going to. Oh shit, you know what else I've just noticed? We have that on the side of the bus is a big cliffhanger. Oh, you can't really fucking see it. It's a big cliffhanger. An object we see at the end, because like I said, there's a bit like Peter's like, oh, where's Miles? And Miles, you're hoping you'll get to it, and that's the thing. Wow. Visuals, that was another botched, horrible attempt at a comic book review. I don't know why I feel like I'm so shit at these. I always do that. Oh, it's very fun. Look at that pretty panel. Oh, it's a cool story. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not built for reviewing comics or whatnot. But hey, if Marvel are like, hey, we need to make sure somebody's out there saying good things, I'm here saying, yeah, this was fun. Go buy it. But I'm a super optimistic dickhead. There'll be a lot of people that pick this up and be like, that's fucking, why the fuck do I want that shit? But I absolutely adored it. The word for you, cute. A cute Spider-Man or a cute spider story adventure. Spider-Man Double Trouble. It ticks all the boxes. It gave me a chuckle. We've got to see Venom. Got to see some weird little creatures. Got a nice cliffhanger, and we know some classic Spidey villains are going to be back next time. So visual Spider-Man Double Trouble out now. Go check it out. Again, Mr. Optimistic, but it gets a 10 out of 10. Visuals, more importantly, we'll leave it at that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll get back to some more series. I probably won't review issue 2 because I don't know how many of you will really give a shit. Unless you do, you might do. I don't know. But visuals, thank you so much for watching. You guys are literally the best ones. Keep being you and keep on web slinging on. You get it? Haha, web slinging on. Spiders.